everyone. Hi. We are live. Yes, we are. Just checking. So in today's video, we are going to talk about if you're a breastfeeding mom and your baby's reacting to everything and you are like, what on earth do I do? Then you want to listen to this story by one of our current clients. Her name is Kat. She's a mom to two. And her little one, she's breastfed and she was literally reacting to so many foods, but we helped to pinpoint these, and now her baby is literally completely symptom free. So I'm excited for Kat to join. We'll just wait for her to join. We're telling you, okay, so we'll just wait. Hopefully it all works okay. Hi everyone, happy Monday. I don't expect anyone to be live 11 a.m. on a Monday. But, you know, when parents agree to come on these calls, I'm just always so grateful because obviously I try and work around them. Hi, Kat, you're here. I'll just wait for you to ask to join the live and then we can have a chat. And I'm so excited because I don't think we've done one of these with a breastfeeding mom. So I think this is going to be so good because I just tend to see the same thing happen. You know, and listening to what parents say who are breastfeeding their babies of how they're just struggling. They've cut out dairy and that hasn't worked. And then they've cut out soya, that hasn't worked. And so in this video, we're going to talk about, you know, from this mom, what she did and how we got results. So hi, how do I join? You asked to join the live. Let me see if I can invite you. I think you asked to join, can you? There should be a button somewhere. Kat, ooh, I should have looked at that before. How to join live. How to join live on Instagram. Select, to request to join, tap send request. Request to join. Are you able to do that, or let me see if I can, no. It says add as moderator. I don't want to add you as a moderator. I want to add you. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Yes. See if it works. Hi, everyone. Let's see. Accept.
Hello.
Yes. Oh, hi, Kat. Oh, we got there. So nice to see you.
And you. Sorry, I was trying to do it on my laptop, but it wouldn't let me do it. So.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it works from laptop. I think it's only phone. I'm on my phone as well. So, yeah, so good to see you, Kat. I'm so grateful that you want to share your story. Just because, my goodness, so many mothers cut out so many things from their diet trying to help their allergy baby. And I think your story would be quite helpful for parents. So,
Having some interference on the laptop.
oh, okay. Do you think you can turn off your laptop? I don't know. Let's see. Is it okay now? Can you hear me?
I've got it to though.
Oh, is your laptop open?
No, I closed it all down now.
Oh, it says here now you're unable to join. Oh, hold on. I'm not sure what's going on. Can you hear me okay? Oh, oh no. Technical issues, bear with us, bear with us. You know, this is what happens at times. So we'll just see if she comes back. Is it my receipt? Is it me? I think it's me. Oh my goodness. Is it me? Let's see. Accept. Hi, Kat. Can you hear me? Oh,
Hello.
hi, Kat. Hi. I'm not sure if it's me or...
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it might have been me.
It sounds better now.
Yes. Yeah, much better. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So, hi everyone. We're going to start fresh. This is Kat. She's one of my clients. She's breastfeeding her little girl. Her girl was reacting to so many foods, and she has agreed to come on here and share her story. And I think it's so great, Kat. Thank you so much, because so many parents I speak to every day are like cutting out this and cutting out that, and a lot of people do it on their own. And I just think your story, because there's been so much going on. I think we've
Yeah.
worked together now 2 months, so it would be great if you share maybe from what happened before, and then during, and then what's happened after. So go ahead, Kat. Over to you.
Yeah, so my little girl was born in August, and about a month or so after she was born, I started getting suspicions that she was reacting to something through my milk. She just seemed really unsettled, seemed to have digestive issues, problems opening her bowels. Um, didn't really think much of it. I was querying, could it be this? Could it be that? But didn't think much of it. And then she hit 3 months, and then the eczema started. And again, wasn't too concerned to begin with. Around the same sort of time as her eczema started, we got a real Christmas tree in the house. So we were like, oh, maybe she's a little bit allergic to the Christmas tree. But then she seemed to have good days, bad days. Her eczema got worse over the course of December. I went to the GP a couple of times, and they just prescribed me some different creams to try. By this point, I'd spent hours Googling her symptoms, wondering if it could be a food allergy. I was aware that cow's milk protein allergy was a thing, so I was, umming and ahhing whether it could be that. And then the real peak of it all was on Boxing Day. I'd had cheese and crackers for lunch, so lots and lots of dairy. And then come the evening, she had the biggest rash all over her torso. She had hives all over her body. She was screaming in pain, and she was so hot to touch. And by that point, I was like, right, we need to do something now. So I decided that I would cut out dairy. Even if it wasn't a dairy allergy, it was, in my mind, a quick, easy fix, to start alleviating her symptoms. Um, and then, yeah, like her symptoms eased a little bit, but then she was still getting flare-ups. Her eczema was weeping. She was really unsettled. And at that point, that's when I reached out to you, because I was so stressed with it all. I was, hitting really low points where I was considering giving up breastfeeding, because I felt like if she is reacting to something through my milk, then I'm selfish for continuing to breastfeed, and in a way that I'm poisoning her, which sounds silly, but when you're kind of in the depths of it with a really unsettled, poorly baby, all these thoughts kind of go through your head.
Yeah.
So yes, so we reached out to you, and like instantly, like the minute that I could log my food on the app and that you were overseeing everything, I felt like a massive weight was off my shoulders. And I felt like it was no longer me, not knowing what to do, not knowing where to turn, Googling everything. I'd started keeping a food and symptom diary before I reached out to you, just in case I ended up back at the GP and could say, this is what I've started working out. But yeah, so yeah, working with you's just been like, yeah, a life changing. She's just so settled now, and like we've picked up things that, like, well, you've picked up things that we wouldn't even have considered if we were just doing it by ourselves.
And she's literally symptom free now. I wish we could show the before and after photo
I know.
on here, but this morning's photo was the highlight, like with her big smile and symptom free. And yeah, and I think you've done so well, because it is intense, isn't it, Kat?
Yeah.
The Settle Baby Plan for parents that still want to breastfeed. We really help you to continue breastfeeding and pinpoint the foods in your diet. And also, we were looking at your diet, didn't we, Kat, to just make sure that was optimal as well.
Yeah.
What would you say? Because what is it? Why do parents just try and do it everything on their own? Because I'm very curious, actually, because
Yeah.
I see parents really going for it and eliminating so many foods from their diet. How come you reached out? Like, what made you reach out for help? Because I'm just wondering, like, what is it that makes parents want to just continue and continue and continue doing on their own, putting their own nutrition at risk and their child's health?
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I was like during, because you're in totally different mindset during night with a screaming baby than you are during the day with the baby. So during the day, I was like, no, it's fine. I can figure this out. I can manage it. But when it hits nighttime and it's affecting her sleep and she's scratching and itching all the time and she's just really unsettled, at that point, I was like, no, I can't do this by myself. I need someone who knows what they're talking about and can help me. And then when I saw that your settled baby plan said about improvement in symptoms in 4 weeks or less, and I was like, great, let's get started with that, because, you know, if I delay it by another couple of weeks, then that goal becomes so much further. So, yeah, it's just kind of like, yeah, you just get to a point where you're like, I can't do this by myself anymore. I need someone to help me to help her.
Yeah. And there's been quite a few foods that we noticed triggered
Mm.
your daughter. And, you know, I'm always very mindful of not mentioning all of them, because some parents might think, oh, let me do that and then
Yeah,
do it on their own, because it's
yeah,
so individualized. You know, what we do for Kat and her baby is different from what we do to another. But, you know, could you mention some of the foods? And please bear in mind, everyone's different, so always work with a professional. But Kathy, could you mention some of them and where we are on now
yeah,
with your little one?
yeah. So, well, one, I remember before we'd had our first consultation, you kind of reached out and said, oh, I see that you swapped milk chocolate for dark chocolate. And I was like, well, I've checked the ingredients, it's dairy free. And you're like, but I'm not sure if you're aware, a lot of them are contaminated with milk still. And that was just like, I wouldn't never have even known that. So that was really interesting. And I cut the dark chocolate out, and then her symptoms started getting better. And another big one, which we're still really amazed by, is tomatoes. The way she reacts to such a fierce, intense reaction when I have tomatoes. And it's also amazing, like, this is all been picked up through breast milk. It's not even like she's been directly exposed to it. And it's just
Exactly.
incredible, like, how sensitive she seems to be.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just been really like, wow.
Yeah, and there are more foods, but at the same time as obviously helping to get a baby settle symptom free, which we did manage in 4 weeks or less. You know, I do keep to my promise because we're on top of you.
Yeah,
But as well as that, we're making sure that Cat's diet, because it was quite low in protein, wasn't it?
yeah,
So we made
yeah,
sure that was still fine.
yeah.
And now, where are we now with little Cassidy?
So she is now, um, yeah, she started solid foods, and we have tried some allergens directly on her, which has been so scary, but not as bad as I feared. So yeah, she's not allergic to peanuts, so peanut butter is, a great addition to her. Um, yeah, so it's just, we've got a very definite list that we have at home of foods that are safe and not safe for her. But it's been really good because it's encouraged me to do a lot more home cooking for both her and myself. Whereas I might have relied on convenience foods like pre-made pouches a lot more with my firstborn. With Cassidy, I have to be really careful of ingredients. So yeah, it's been like I'll spend more time like looking up ingredients and making my own food for her. So
Which
that's
has
been,
been a game changer as well, hasn't
yeah,
it?
it really has.
And
Yeah, yeah,
actually, you're just helping build that healthy microbiome as well in your little
yeah,
one. And
yeah,
I remember at some point I was like, oh, sorry, could you make this? And I'm like, because I know you're busy, but it's just you just limit all these confounding factors when you're cooking your own meal, and that has really helped, hasn't it?
yeah,
So yeah. So one food that she did react to through you has been egg, hasn't it?
yes,
So, and then we've been playing around with that, and you are able to have some egg in your diet, but actually now we've changed the plan and we're trying something else
yeah,
because she still ended up reacting.
yeah,
But that was really because of the daily monitoring.
yeah.
That we noticed that there was a clear non-IgE or delayed reaction to egg when Kat had. boiled egg. So now we're going to play around with baked goods with egg in, aren't we, Kat?
Yeah.
I just feel like you've picked up everything very quickly. Like, I think you sort of know what it comes next now. You feel more confident, don't you, in what you're
I
doing with...
do. Yeah, yeah. Because there's nothing worse than, she's been symptom free for a week and then like there's a tiny slip up and then she's just ends up with a flare up again and you're like, oh my goodness, what is it this time? So yeah, just being really vigilant and kind of, yeah, because with her it was trying her with egg and then trying her with baked egg. So
Yeah.
yeah, just kind of following a pattern and just, yeah, being aware of it all.
So great. So obviously we still have work to do. We still have to expand more of our diet, introducing more food allergens. We've done egg and peanut butter. Now comes everything else.
Yeah.
How do you feel so far? I mean, by the way, this is all raw. I don't know what people are going to say, but hopefully it's but how do you feel so far, 2 months into the Settle Baby plan?
I feel just totally different mindset. Yeah, and like the comments, so many comments, because like we go to like baby groups and people have been asking questions about her skin, so I've been filling them in. And so many people now like, oh, doesn't her skin look great? Oh, doesn't her skin look good? And there's, so many comments. So I mean, I see her skin all the time, so I notice every single little change. But yeah, people just commenting on her skin, which is really nice. The fact that, I mean, once her symptoms disappeared, there was still a lot of scratching her head, which I don't know if it was out of habit or not. And that was quite stressful, trying to get her to stop scratching. And the scratching now is down to a minimal. I think she still does it a little bit when she's tired. She'll still scratch. But yeah, no, she's totally different. And there's been days when she has been like had a really big flare up, and you can, in her demeanor and the way that she is, you can tell that she's not a happy little baby, that she's not her usual happy cheerful self, whereas now she's kind of a really happy little baby. um
And you can tell
and
from the photos you share on the app as well, like
yeah,
how she's just, the smile is getting bigger and bigger,
yeah,
doesn't it? It's
yeah,
just wonderful. Yeah.
yeah.
Is there any advice you would give to any breastfeeding mom watching this? Because I'm going to send this to breastfeeding mothers from now on, because I must say, I just, I get very frustrated when everyone just tries to do it on their own. Whether you work with us or someone else, just work with a dietitian,
Yeah.
because that is the key. Because a baby can react to foods, but in a delayed kind of way.
Hmm.
So, and those are difficult to pinpoint, but with the help from a dietitian, you can do something about it. Don't stop breastfeeding if you don't want to stop breastfeeding.
Yeah.
There is help out there. So
Yeah.
what would you say to mothers who are breastfeeding their allergy babies and who are just have had enough of it all?
Just, yeah, just don't do it by yourself. It's just so stressful and it does make you want to give up. And if you don't want to give up, then yeah, fight for your baby, find someone who can work with you and identify these problems. It's totally worth it, because I'm feeding her now and I've just got happy thoughts all the time. Because I know that we've worked out what the trigger foods are. I don't feel like I'm, you know, making the bad decision anymore. I feel like you've been very supportive and encouraging my breastfeeding journey. A lot of people that I've talked to about her journey and the foods I've had to give up have been very quick to say, oh well, if I had to give up chocolate, I'd just put her on the bottle. So unhelpful. Because people are very quick
Things
to make
not
that
to say to a
judgment.
breastfeeding mom.
Yeah,
Things not to say.
exactly. Exactly. I mean, I just kind of like laughed it off, because I know that I'm doing what's right for us. But yeah, like, just please don't struggle. Yeah, I've been there. It's horrible. You do have all these thoughts. You do feel totally, totally helpless. But yeah, the minute you're kind of under the watchful eye of someone who knows what they're talking about and what they're looking for, that load just off your shoulders it's instant. And then you kind of feel like you are under guidance and that it's not all on you to figure it out anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you, Kat. I mean, it is really full on, the Settle Baby plan. We're there monitoring you every day.
Yeah.
And that's because we want to see a baby symptom free in 4 weeks or less. We know that food doesn't cause eczema, but it can aggravate it. Okay, so I just want to make that point very, very clear
Mm.
for anyone watching this back. And yeah, no, thank you so much, Kat. Anything else you want to add? Is there anyone who has any questions? I think we have a few people online. I've never done a live at this time of day, but it's all good. It's all good. So thank you so much.
No,
So we still have, thank you. So we still have some time left, obviously, and we're going to maximize that just to make sure we expand your diet and Cassidy's diet as much as possible.
yeah.
And I just want to thank you for trusting the Settle Baby Plan, trusting Nishti's choice. Thank you so much, Kat.
No, thank you so much for your help. It has, yeah, it's made everyone's life just so much easier. And yeah, she's a really happy, settled baby now. So
That's what we
yeah,
want.
yes.
Thank you so much.
No,
I'll speak to you soon. I'll speak to you inside the program.
okay, lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.